Narrative Story. Intro EPIC RELICS. Welcome to EPIC RELICS, a journey into the forgotten myths, the ancient legends, and the echoes of gods and monsters that shaped the imagination of humankind. Today we descend into the realm of fire, thunder, and primal strength, the tale of the Cyclops, beings of colossal stature, one-eyed titans whose stories linger in the shadows of ancient myth. Prepare yourself, for what follows is the legend of the Cyclops in 8 parts. Part 1. Origins of the one-eyed giants. The Cyclopes, as told in the most ancient Greek myths, were beings of immense power and size, their most distinctive mark a single all-seeing eye blazing at the center of their foreheads. Born from primordial forces, some traditions say they were the sons of Uranus, the sky, and Gaia, the earth. In Hesiod's theology, 3 Cyclopes are named: Brontes, meaning thunder, Steropes, meaning lightning, and Arges, meaning bright. They were not brutish monsters at first, but divine craftsmen, forging the very weapons of the gods. Their forges blazed beneath the world, echoing with sparks that would one day arm the mightiest of Olympians. Part 2. The Servants of Zeus. It was by the hands of the Cyclopes that Zeus gained his greatest weapon, the thunderbolt. When the gods waged war against the Titans, the Olympians found themselves outmatched. But the Cyclopes, freed from Tartarus, where they had been imprisoned, pledged allegiance to Zeus. In their blazing forges, they hammered out weapons of cosmic might: the trident of Poseidon, the helm of invisibility for Hades, and the thunderbolts of Zeus. Without these creations, the Olympians may have fallen. The Cyclopes, then, were not mere monsters of savagery, but saviors of divine order. Part 3. The Cyclops of Homer. Yet myths rarely remain pure. By the time of Homer, in the Odyssey, Cyclopes were no longer noble smiths of the gods, but savage giants who lived apart from law and order. They herded flocks, dwelled in caves, and scorned the customs of hospitality sacred to the Greeks. Among them was the most infamous Polyphemus, son of Poseidon. His tale would forever brand the Cyclops as a creature of both terror and tragedy. Part 4. Odysseus and Polyphemus. When Odysseus and his men, weary from war, entered the cavern of Polyphemus, they sought shelter and food. Instead, they found horror. The one-eyed giant devoured Odysseus' companions, crushing them like insects. Trapped, the cunning Odysseus devised a plan. He offered the Cyclops wine, and when Polyphemus fell into drunken sleep, Odysseus drove a sharpened stake into his singular eye. Blinded, Polyphemus groped helplessly as Odysseus and his men escaped beneath the bellies of his sheep. It was a tale of mortal wit triumphing over brute power, but one that would curse Odysseus with Poseidon's wrath. Part 5. Symbolism of the one eye. The single eye of the Cyclops is more than a grotesque feature. It symbolizes focus, raw vision, and untamed force. Unlike humans, who see with 2 eyes, balancing perception and reason, the Cyclops sees with one, embodying unrestrained instinct and primal might. To the Greeks, this made the Cyclops both dangerous and fascinating. They were beings closer to the chaos of nature than to the order of civilization. Part 6. The Smiths Beneath the Earth. Not all Cyclopes were savages. In later traditions, they returned to their origin as divine blacksmiths, laboring beneath Mount Etna in Sicily. There, in the roaring furnaces of the earth, they forged wonders beyond imagination. The lightning of Zeus continued to thunder thanks to their hands, and it was whispered that every eruption of Etna was the sound of their hammers striking godly weapons. Their image endured not merely as beasts, but as artisans of fire and stone. Part 7. The Fall and Transformation of Myth. Over time, the image of the Cyclops shifted across cultures. To the Greeks, they became warnings of savagery and the dangers of ignoring law. To others, they were personifications of volcanoes, of natural disasters, of the fury of the earth itself. In later Roman tales and medieval folklore, the Cyclops was reduced to a monstrous brute, yet fragments of their divine origins remained, echoing in every story of giant smiths and one-eyed beings that appear across the world's myths. Part 8. Legacy of the Cyclops. Even today, the Cyclops lingers in our imagination. From the great forge masters of fantasy tales to the towering one-eyed beasts of modern legend, their shadow remains unbroken. They are at once destroyers and creators, savages and saviors, cursed monsters and divine craftsmen. The Cyclops stands as a reminder of myth's dual nature, how a single being can embody both the terror of the unknown and the spark of divine creation. Outro, Epic Relics. Thus ends our journey into the world of the Cyclops. From the fires of creation to the darkness of savagery, their tale reminds us that myths are never still. They shift, they transform, and they endure. This has been Epic Relics, where the past is never truly lost, only waiting to be unearthed once more. Until next time, traveler, may your path be guided by the relics of legend.